Howdy guys, Rex here. Today we're going to take a look at this little critter. You see that? This is the OLIGHT, the Seeker 2 Pro. I like making this. Here's the part they told us to remove. You can do the magnetic cable, or we can fix the D-lock in a convenient location, attach the flashlight to the holder upside down, and attach the cable as follows there. This is the magnetic attachment for the magnetic charging unit. And that's one heck of a battery right there, guys. Now this is brightness setting number 1, you can see as displayed here. Rock and roll mode. So we do have the strobe setting. So I'm curious to see how tough it is. If you can remember things, that means it's got circuitry in there. I want to see if that breaks. So let's turn it on. Okay, it's on. See it? Okay, let's just like... Okay, let's do it again. I think what would be fun is to put it on strobe mode and then throw it in some water. So let's try that too. I'm going to give it 3 little taps. Strobe mode. My feet are getting wet. Where'd it go? There it is right there. This is a D-lock charging on-the-go LED flashlight. Now, I have no idea what to expect on this deal. I know that I like this part right here where it said 3200 lumens. That's pretty darn bright, guys. 3200 lumens is very bright. Got to throw a 250 meters. We'll see about that. I don't know what to expect. We'll put it through its paces a little bit and see what we find out. So we must open it, of course, first. It's brand new in the package here, so we'll just very carefully not slice our faces off with this cold steel. Okay, so let's see what we got inside the package. Okay, it's packaged nice and all that stuff, right? And it's child-proof. Nope, it's not. Nope, there we go. It has a, huh. Oh, they got a magnetic closure on there. Look at that deal. So we have this, and we have, looks like an open tab here. We've got some of our instructions on here. Before use, unscrew the tail cap and remove the yellow insulating film. Now that's something that's good to know. They put it in a smart spot right here. Charge it before you turn it on. Also good to know. 2 ways to charge. You can do the magnetic cable as shown. That's cool. Or we can fix the D-lock in a convenient location, attach the flashlight to the holder upside down, and attach the cable as follows there. Always wise to read instructions, folks, right? Now, right away we can see it comes in kind of a holster deal. That's nice. You can keep this on your belt. It's always good to keep some kind of flashlight on you. Now, for tactical applications, there's a whole nother set of criteria that a guy would talk about. For utility applications, as something you would keep handy, it's nice to have something. This has, okay, we got some snaps here. I don't know if you see this deal. Okay, and then you can put it through your belt, and we can snap her down, or we can go underneath both of them. It's sewn in here. I don't know if you can see that. A little plastic D-ring kind of deal here. Okay, and we have a push button, it looks like, release, yep, okay. A snappy release deal, okay. And nice snug fit. There she is, right there. It's actually a little bit stout, which is nice. It must mean there's some quality of some kind going on here. We have LED construction, as you can see. And I'm not going to turn it on because we didn't charge it yet, but we have a battery indicator here and a brightness indicator. So we have a pretty simple operation. You basically click it to turn it on, and then you have 2 clicks to get it onto turbo mode. And as you can see, we have a silicone textured dermatological, actually. If you like the fancy words, you see how you got the little grooves, finger grooves. If you're holding it like so, you know, you can grip it. Let's take a look at the back side. here we have, this is our other end. This is the magnetic attachment for the magnetic charging unit. And to look at the battery, we'll just unscrew it back. Here's the part they told us to remove. Very nice of them to do. We'll discard that. And that's one heck of a battery right there, guys. This is a 3.6 volt rechargeable, 5,000 milliamps, and it's kind of designed for a fast dump. It's a lithium ion battery, of course, and it can really, when I say fast dump, I mean it can give you all that kind of power. You can have that strobe capability work very well. Sits in there like so. Got an O-ring there. And it does mechanically bottom out. Now if you look at this O-ring, it's actually kind of underneath the surface, so it's not going to squish out. It's a smart design. This is going to stay waterproof. So I'm going to mechanically bottom that out, and that O-ring is inside of this seam. It's not going to squish out the seam like on some other designs you might see. Let's see what else we got in the box. Also inside our box we have this, which appears to be our charging cable, okay? It's a magnetic charging cable. On one end you have your USB deal, so you can plug that into like your car or like a phone charger. And then we have our magnetic charging end here, which, as we'll demonstrate real quick, dig this. Well, holy Moses. I like magnets. It just, it's got a good purchase. There's no doubt that you have a purchase on this, and you can go ahead and charge it like so. That's a very handy feature as well. Very quick to throw it on the charger, convenient is nice as well. What else do we have in the box? We also have some little tie downs for the wire, and they have 3M adhesive backing to them. You see that? We have little tie downs, so you can clamp that in if you want to police up your wires in your automobile, in your shop, in your kitchen, or next to the window, or next to your firing port, whatever you're using, right? You can keep your wires policed up with that. That's a nice little deal to have. You can just stick it on there. You don't have to permanently alter anything on your automobile if you're going to use it in there to keep the wires so you don't kick them and get them in the way. And then it's nice of them to include the microfiber cleaning cloth here. You see that, which is nice. You don't have to use something dirty. High quality items usually come with a cleaning cloth to make sure you don't mess them up. Now we also have, here's our other box. One more box in the package to look at. And they're all pictured nicely so you can see what's inside. That looks like an L bracket. Let's see, okay. And so we have our L bracket, and we have adhesives. We have little anchors for if you're going to attach this in a sheetrock. These little plastic anchors, you drill a hole, right? And then you can put your screw through there and actually anchor to the sheetrock quite well if you don't get purchased into the stud of the wall, for example. And then you can use this adhesive here and glue it on the back side. Or of course you could just use screws and anchor it to a stud, or if you have like a plywood wall or something a little more sturdy, you wouldn't need the anchors. You can just screw this directly to that. And it looks like, what do we got here? So this is how this deal works. We got our L bracket. We have the magnetic attachment here and connections here. So if I want to charge this bad boy, I simply get out my wire and I put this to an outlet with the charger on it with my USB end or my automobile, whatever this is going to be attached to, okay guys? And then I have this top side has a magnetic attachment. Here's our magnet here. It grabbed it. And then we have our flashlight on the bottom there. Dig that. Okay, and it's got a pretty good grip. Can't shake it loose, which is very nice. So if you're gonna have this in an automobile, if you're getting Western in the automobile and it's hanging there, it might fall off. Yeah, it certainly could the way I drive. But if you have this mounted in your shop or something like that, I don't think you'd have any problem. Of course, if you have this in the automobile, you wouldn't need the L bracket. You can just then have this, and you can switch back and forth, and you can just lay it someplace where it ain't gonna fall, right? So you can have the L bracket permanently mounted to the wall with no cords coming to it, right? And then when you want to use it, you just take the wire out of the vehicle or wherever it's at, you come over, you put it there, and then you hang it in its normal spot. So it's accessible for an emergency light type application. Might be pretty smart, actually. All right, let's charge this bad boy up and see how well she works. Okay, guys, I'm gonna use the iPhone charger that I got here. I'm gonna take my cord, plug her in like so. See how it illuminated green there? That's kind of cool. Shows we got power. It's always nice to see that you have power, right? Okay. Now I could attach it to here and then attach this to here like so. And let's see if we got any readings here. There we go. She's charging. Or if I don't need that step because I'm not mounting this to the wall just yet, I'm going to mount this outside. We'll just attach that straight to the flashlight. And we'll let her charge up. Dig this, guys. So it is green when it is not attached, and when it's charging, now it's red. Pretty smart technology. See how it changed colors there? The little light on the connection, green, and now we gotta grab and it's red. All right, guys, I located the perfect position for the flashlight mounting. I'm gonna put this L bracket right here, okay? And you guys remember how this works. This mounts to the wall like so. On this counter right here, I'm gonna mount this bad boy like right there, see? And then I got my outlet pretty close by, and I should be able to memorize exactly where that's at. If I ever need light in the garage, I will be ready to rock and roll. Easy access. All right, guys, we're gonna mount this bad boy to the wall. We do have an adhesive removable back by 3M here, so we could peel this off and just stick it to there, and I'm pretty confident it would stick fine. However, I'm not gonna take this off because I might wanna change this later and put this into my pickup truck, okay? So if I peel this off now, it will, it's a one-time use kind of deal. So I'm just gonna leave that on. I'm gonna use the screws and I'm gonna screw it directly to the wood right here, okay? And we have our anchors. We do not need our anchors today because we're not gonna be screwing it to sheetrock, okay? If I was screwing this to sheetrock, I'd use the sheetrock anchors. And these are gonna fit in like so, here, and here. And we got this bad boy, Rex Reviews. See how it'll work. Oh yeah, easy money. So we have our charger here, and we have at least 3 feet of wire. We're gonna go ahead and plug this bad boy in here. So we have the green light here indicating that we do have power. Okay, hooked onto the L bracket. Now we're gonna go ahead and hook in our Olight. Turns red, now it's on charging mode. Okay, so now we got the cord attached to the wall. We got a little over 3 feet of cord, it looks like here, and it is attached here. However, I do want to police up that cord because it might get in the way of this vise if I get working on it. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the included little tie down with sticky pads to the top of this board right here. Peel off the backs of these. They're sticky. I'm going to have them so they're facing up like so. I'm going to put this one right here. Okay, second one. I'm going to take it out of the package. We'll peel it off like so. And again, I'm going to have it to where the open end is up in case for some reason I ever did wear this thing out. The open end is up. And keep this one over here. Keep it up against the wall. Now all I have to do is I can, and this ain't permanent, this just snaps in like so. There, and I got my cord out of the way. And if I want to go ahead and take this thing and remove it from the wall so I can use it in the vehicle or elsewhere, I simply take this off, take it off here, take it off here, and that snaps down. There we go. Grab this, grab the flashlight, take it to the car, plug it in there. Howdy guys, we're out here in the bush and we're going to try the Olight Seeker 2 Pro in the darkness. Now this has a single button operation. On the right hand side there's a series of 4 tiny little lamps that when I first turn this on will show me my battery level, 1, 2, 3, 4 for being the most charged. And on this side it'll indicate what brightness setting I'm on. Now this does have a memory to memorize the last brightness setting it was on, but simply if you were to start at 1, you just hold it in and it'll go 1, 2, and 3. And those will be the 3 main brightness settings. In order to go into what they call turbo mode, you have to actually do kind of a double tap. And we'll show you how that works in just a second. All right, let's dig it. So what I'm going to show you here is we're just going to go ahead and tap it on. Okay, so we have the thing, and now we have, as you can see, 4 brightness settings on the right side here. That's showing our battery life. And then over here we are on the bright mode. I memorized where I was at last time, okay? Now let's try to get this where we can see. We got some fog in the air. It's not a super focused beam, more of an area illumination, which would be very good for spotting something out there, okay? If I was just looking for something in general and not trying to focus in on one thing in particular, this would be highly effective. I'm gonna have a lot of nice, kind of a soft-edged illumination going on throughout the entire area that I'm looking at. And we can see all these trees out here, etc. Okay? And so that's kind of their, not completely bright mode, but that's their 3rd brightness setting. There is a 4th, we'll show you in a second. So now I'm gonna just hold this down, and I'm gonna hold it down here. Okay? Now this is brightness setting number 1, you can see as displayed here. And we're gonna have to look down at the ground, but this is for like if you just need to work on something right close to you. This is if you have to crawl under the truck and fix something, or work on your weapon, or work on your fishing tackle, or whatever you're doing, your boat, I don't know, you know, utility type stuff. If you don't need a huge amount of illumination, I'm not going to see or identify unless, you know, this might be nice in certain instances where you want to preserve some of your night vision that you have just naturally in your eyeballs. And you're not going to totally overwhelm yourself. And this will allow you to go ahead and do that without just getting radically bright. It is nice to be able to have some controllability there. So now I'm going to hold it down a little bit more. There's brightness setting number 2 there. And as you can see, I can get out there a little farther. Now it's hard to see in the camera. I can actually see it a heck of a lot better in real life than I can in the camera. But I do have, I'd say I'd be able to spot something out here, probably 25 meters beyond that. It's going to be a little bit dark. And so I'm seeing the edge of the reeds right here. We're looking down the road a little bit. Hard to pick it up on the camera. So now we're going to brightness setting 3. There's number 3, as we showed you before, quite a bit brighter. Going down the road, again, we can see some of the trees out here. I don't know if you guys can see the trees. Now I'm going to do the double tap, and that's going to give me full illumination. All right, there we go. And as you can see, it's quite a bit more. We have a good 250 meters through at least going down the road here. And we do have a lot of moisture in the air and fog. It is sleeting a little bit. That's going to take a considerable amount out of it. And we're going to shine it up in the sky. You can go out this way, get a little higher up, maybe see some of that stuff out there. But we have a good amount of illumination. Now this is what they call turbo mode, and I'm lighting up this entire area. So anything within 100 meters is going to be very clearly illuminated in a nice soft kind of area pattern. 200 meters, I would be able to see stuff as well with a little more clear of an atmosphere. It's not a focus beam. This isn't really for targeting things. If you're going to shoot down, this is more of an area illumination type light. And it's something that actually is nice if you're looking for something out there. So if you're trying to spot something, you know, in a general area, you're not sure exactly where it is. This is a nice, even illumination. So there's different ways to distribute the power of the light, and that's one of them. Now let's go on crazy strobe mode. You ready for this, guys? Are you getting scared? Oh man, look at that. Rock and roll mode. So we do have the strobe setting, okay? And the strobe setting will definitely disorient you. Now, if this thing was pointed at you like so, and we're going to close our eyes over here, it'll definitely disorient anybody out in the bush who's not expecting for that deal to happen. So, if you see, we have quite a bit of modularity with the function of this. I do like having this little indicator to show you kind of what your battery life is at. You're only going to have that full 3200 lumens when this is fully charged. I do like the magnetic charger back here. That's awesome. And also seeing what brightness setting you're at is a very nice feature too. Now this is LED design, so it should be pretty robust. However, we do have some circuitry in here, so I'm curious to see how tough it is. So all in all, it's actually a pretty nice light. It has lots of nice features. LED design should be inherently tough there. We got a little circuitry going on. This thing can remember things. If it can remember things, that means it's got circuitry in there. I want to see if that breaks. So let's turn it on. Okay, it's on. See it? Okay, let's just like, okay, let's do it again. I don't buy it. I think I hit the button. Nope, I killed it. You ready? So on that one, we did hit the button, I believe. We got it turned on again here. Let's drop it again. Okay, we're good there. Let's try it again. I ain't gonna believe it until I try it a few more times. Oh, turn it off again. Oh. Come on, little fella. Wonder if my battery, there we go. Took it a second to wake up again. All right, ready? It's working. Throwing it on the ground here. I think it's hitting the button. Maybe not. The drop test. Still working. See if all my functionality works still here. So I can hold it in a little brighter, crazy mode, super bright mode, strobe mode. Okay, so it still works. Now when you drop this on the ground, sometimes it does like turn off, but it's not broke, it just confused it, knocked it a little silly. The brains in here apparently didn't like it. It's not like a perfectly smooth concrete surface. It's possible I was hitting the button on that, entirely possible that whatever switch is in there is flipping, but it is able to turn right back on. We do have a little bit of damage on the aluminum body, but who cares about that deal, right? Something you can file off the fingernail file. All right, guys, I think what would be fun is to put it on strobe mode and then throw it in some water. So let's try that too. So I'm gonna give it 3 little taps. Strobe mode. My flashlight. My feet are getting wet. Where'd it go? There it is right there. Hopefully this don't explode and electrocute me, huh? It's waterproof. Waterproof enough anyways. Let's actuate the button underwater. Where is it? It's underwater here. It's pretty cold water, guys. Where's the frickin' button? There it is. Okay. Come over and shine on my hand a little better. So I'm going to go ahead and actuate this underwater. We have normal mode. Hold it in for a second. There's turbo mode. Pretty bright there. Okay, and then crazy mode. Yeah, so it's waterproof. Well, guys, we threw it on the ground a bunch. We threw it in the water, articulated the switch underwater, and shined it around, and still working good. We have a little bit of seaweed or some kind of grass or something on here, and it's a little wet, a little bit dinged up, but it's still operational. All right, guys, so after some testing, we got some little nicks and burrs and stuff on it. It's still completely operational. We threw it around on the gravel a little bit, and has a little bit of cosmetic damage, but everything seems to be functional. Still got our function here, and can go through the different setting. Number 1, a little brighter, a little brighter. Oh, there we go. Brighter. Turbo mode, which is super bright, if you can see that, and then crazy mode. So the thing is still totally operational. So in my opinion, after using this with the style of illumination we have, is kind of a nice area illumination, which would be very good for like navigating through trees or terrain, something like that. You can kind of see everything in front of you. It's not a focus beam that's really meant to go in one direction. This kind of gives you illumination, kind of a soft illumination pattern. We can take one more look here at the garage door, and we'll show you what I'm talking about. Let me dim it a little bit here. So we have, there's our illumination pattern right there, if you look at it in the dark. If you want to get out of the terrain, get a little more power. There's a softer one, a little brighter, a little brighter, and you can see that. Turbo. Turbo mode definitely is the bright setting. And there we go, guys. And in all honesty, guys, I think this is an excellent utility flashlight, something that you can use for various applications. It is awesome to be able to have the thing rechargeable. That's the nice part. It's expensive to buy like CR123s and stuff like that. They work very well, but having something rechargeable is so convenient and has the features like this, and especially at the price point. You can look at some of the features this has. There's a lot of flashlights on the market that charge over $500, $600 for something like this, okay? You're talking 3,200 lumens in a tactical light that's designed to be mounted on a weapon. It'd be configured a bit different, but you'd be looking at a lot more money than that. But if you need something bright to where you have the option of just recharging it on your wall, like so right here, magnetically, it is now recharging. The whole time we're playing with it out there, actually the charge didn't go down. So the battery life, even with using strobe mode and everything like that, the battery life seemed to be good. I mean, it didn't even go down a notch. And so, there you are, guys.
You really thought you'd get away with it, big guy?
Got it. Alpha 9 or Tango 1-3, this is Pirate Lizard King.
Indexing hasty solution for 7.
What in the hell are you holding?
It's not sure.
It's an MP49, that's a saw.
Target's got good cover. Look for danger space for a headshot at TRP-5.
Hi, Mom. It's me and my pals. Say hi, guys.
All right, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man.
You're shorter than I expected.
These are super.